Hey guys, it's Deanna with Motionally Available, and I'm so excited you're here. I wanted to take a little while to talk about setting up your yoga space at home. As many of you know, I teach online yoga classes through Motionally Available. We're currently offering yoga fundamentals and open level yoga. And whether you're practicing by yourself, to another teacher online, with me, there's some easy things that we can do to make our space more suitable for our practice. I have a disclaimer first. There's nothing about you, your body, your home, or your situation that allows or disallows you to practice. Of course, there's obstacles in our day to get through, but there's nothing that automatically disqualifies you from yoga. It's really important to me that you know that. The other thing is we're going to be talking a lot about asana, which is the movement or the poses we actually take in yoga. So these are some good tips for your asana. So working through poses in your home safely and effectively. Okay, so the first thing I want you to think about is where in your home you'll practice. This is how I teach. I teach in this corner of my home because I have the lights and the space and the depth to be in this corner. But this is not where I actually practice myself. So I want you to think about where you need in your home to practice. You only need the size of your own body to have. Now, if you know you're going to be doing big flowy things, obviously you need more space, but I want you to know that you could have a closet space and yoga could simply be sitting down and practicing. Yes, sitting still is yoga. So remember that you can adapt yourself to fit into your space as any way you need. You can also adapt your space to fit your needs. So one of which is to, if you have a mat, is just lay down your mat in an open space. I do like to be in the center of a room so I can push things out of the way and have space. You want to be really careful practicing near TVs, blinds, books. So when I'm teaching, I actually kind of break all my own rules because it's an attractive place to teach from. But generally having more space and clear space is a good idea. So if you do not have a mat, you can always just practice on the floor or the carpet. There's nothing wrong with that. You might find that wearing socks or not wearing socks helps you. You might want to put down a towel, maybe no towel. But you can just practice on the floor. You do not need an expensive mat, I promise. The mat that I was using for ages, I think was probably from Target and might have cost, I don't know, 15 to 25 bucks. And it's awesome. Personally, it's a little bit thin, so I would actually use a yoga towel, which has grippies on one side and then is soft like a towel on the other. And I'll go ahead and show you that. So this is the actual yoga towel, and it's not attached. It comes off completely. It's got grippies on one side, and then it's smooth and kind of has a nice low pile meaning the rough part like on a rug that comes up, the loops. And this I find really useful. Once again, I think the mat was maybe from Target. I don't even know the brand. My towel was from Gaiam. I asked for it as a gift. Gaiam is a pretty good supplier for mid-priced stuff. That was professional yoga stuff, yoga equipment. But I really like having a towel because it gives me a little more padding. It also means that when my hands get slippery, they don't slide. And also if I'm practicing hot yoga, it really offers some absorbent grip. The other cool thing, and I'll show you this trick, I hate cleaning my mat. I know that's gross, sorry. But if I have this towel on top, my mat doesn't get so dirty unless I'm practicing outside in the dirt. So what I can do when I'm ready to pack up my mat is I fold the towel over on itself to protect it, and then I roll up the side of my mat. Because what I'm rolling was on the ground, and if there was dirt or things, I don't really want to get my mat dirty or what I'm going to put my face on dirty. So I've already solved that by using a towel and folding it up. What touches my body is now closed, and then I can roll it up. Obviously, I would do this neater if I was not showing it on camera. And then, boom, I'm good to go. And then I can remove my towel and just throw it in the wash. It's awesome. Okay, If you are wanting to spend a little bit more money on a mat, there's lots of options with natural grip built in, more natural grip. Obviously, most mats are rubber-based, so they are going to be grippy. This one is a B mat, and it's B mat strong, and I'll show you how thick it is. I'll show you in comparison. Try to ignore the yoga towel. I want you to just look about the distance between the top of the mat and the bottom of the mat. Yeah, pretty different. The pink one is very much thinner, and the purple one's nice and cushy and thick. So I do prefer that. I don't have to use my towel with this, though I often do because I just love my towel. You can also be aware that there's different lengths in mats. So maybe you want a really long one for tall people or a wider one. Generally, they're always rectangular, but maybe there's some cool mat companies that make them square or other things. I would love a square mat. If you know about a square mat company, tell me, because that would be really cool. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk to you about is props. Often we use blocks and straps in a yoga studio along with bolsters. I do not have any of these things, and I make out just fine. You can use pillows as bolsters. These are great to place underneath your hips, feet, or head, for example, when you're laying flat. They are a great way to add some padding to sit on, and they're just awesome. You can also use them in yin classes to build up a number of pillows to lay over, and boom, you've got a bolster. A bolster is just a fancy pillow that's well-shaped for yoga. If you need a block, a hardcover book will serve you great. There's a few different ways you can use a hard book. One is you can hold it this way. I don't like this because it goes side to side, but if you're already quite stable and you just need a little fingertip worth of touch down, this could be really useful. You can also put it flat and stack books. Please make sure they have nothing slippery to them so you don't accidentally lose all your books at once. Boom, props. Mat, you're done. The other thing I want to talk to you about is music. You don't have to practice with music, but if you like music, I encourage you to use music that feels like you. Something that's really important to me about my practice is that when I practice yoga, I feel most like myself. I kind of shed the external things that have been blocking me, maybe stress or overproductivity or anxiety, and I just get to be me. So there's nothing wrong with listening to non-yoga music. A lot of people assume that all yoga music is flutes or panpipes or waterfalls, which always make me have to pee. But you should listen to whatever you want to listen to. If you love those natural, soothing sounds, do it. If you want to listen to Mary J. Blige, do it. I encourage you to listen to whatever you want to listen to. Music, one, is a great way to bring yourself in. Maybe you like to listen to the lyrics. It's also a good way to camouflage background noise. If you have a noisy house like I do, sometimes that's really, really helpful to just have something that you know and are familiar with kind of shielding you from all the sounds of barking dogs or crying cats or someone next door, whatever it is. I also want to tell you a little bit about what you should wear to yoga. There, one, is no rules. So if you want to practice in your sweatpants and jammies, do it. If you want to practice in your new Lulu set because it makes you feel special, do it. The only thing I will tell you is make sure your apparel allows you to move freely and comfortably. You have enough work to do on your mat as your own, and you want that exploration process and creativity as you flow to be unhindered by getting tangled in a weird strap or having your heel jammed up by sweatpants that are too long. So just think to yourself, what gives you the most free range of motion? This is why people love leggings, because you can literally bend any way you want and they're going to stay on. But even leggings, mine are high-waisted leggings from Target. I wear them for everything. I think they were $27. This is a top that I bought in like 8th grade. And I just can't let it go because I love it. And then I'm wearing a built-in bra tank top that I don't even know where it came from. I really don't. It's Nike, which is cool, but I don't know where it came from. So I encourage you to not feel forced to go out and buy all new clothes for yoga. You can practice in your jammies. You can practice in the nude if you're alone and feel comfortable. You can literally practice in anything. Just get on your mat and move. Your confidence is not at all dictated by what you put on your body. Sometimes it helps to feel a little special, but there's nothing about your clothing that disqualifies you from yoga. Okay, the last thing I want to tell you about is how you should take class. You could go online and find a YouTube video of a random teacher. Maybe you follow a teacher you really love. Maybe you follow me. Or you could take a live class, like a Zoom class. I offer Zoom classes, but so many teachers do at different times. Maybe you take a Zoom class that was recorded. Maybe you take a Zoom class that's live. Maybe you take a yoga class, which is a recorded class that was never live, usually. Maybe you listen to audio as you do yoga. So I think it was yogadownload.com had really great um, listening classes. So it was almost like having a podcast tell you what to do. It was awesome, yogadownload.com. I don't know if they're still doing that, but that's really cool. But you also should remember that you don't need anyone to tell you what to do. Learning new poses from a safety standpoint and alignment standpoint, it's good to have an instructor. It's important and it keeps you safe, and I would never recommend not learning without instruction new things. But there's so much that you can learn yourself from your own teaching and wisdom. So maybe you just want to do sun salutations today. You don't need to get on YouTube. If you know a sun salutation that you like, do it. Have the confidence in yourself to practice yourself. Maybe you discover that you like to step back into plank a certain way from forward fold. Maybe no one taught you that. You just know that your body felt safest doing that when you were alone and practicing by yourself. That's great. That's a great thing to learn. Do I think you should learn a new headstand by yourself? No. I think instruction is really important, particularly live instruction if you can get it. But there's a lot of internal teaching you can give yourself just by spending time moving alone. You don't need anyone else. You are enough. So to close this video, I want to let you know that there's nothing about your clothes, your music, yourself, your home, your props that disqualifies you from being a yoga practitioner. We are indeed practicing yoga. It does not need to be perfect. Banish the goals and the achievements and the external things that tell you something has to be done a certain way. You need to move, and you should feel good about yourself, and you deserve it. Thanks so much for listening, guys. I hope you have an awesome day. I hope to see you in class soon. Bye.